Hi everybody, it's Amanda. It's 22nd of November 2018 as I'm going to make this video for you, which is going to look at the energy around you now leading up to beginning of December, okay? I will make another one for December. I'm just very aware that we're in the 11th month of an 11 year. I was in New York for 11/11, so I wasn't able to do a reading for you all. So next best thing, we'll do it today on the 22nd. We've still got that master number energy. So let's firstly call in Archangel Metatron. And I'm spraying a new spray that we birthed on 11/11. It's not in my shop yet. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It's the new Rainbow Ray energy. Isn't that beautiful? You see that? Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm spraying. Should be available within the next week or so. But don't hold me to that, because we are a personal business and it relies on people, you know, I don't know, being well, being present. I know Tracy's having a few days holiday next week, and she very much deserves it. Okay, let's just settle. I'm going to use this deck to start with, because it's got really nice big cards, so you're going to be able to see them very easily. I didn't want to show myself today. I just feel, I've gone all shy on you. No, I haven't really. You know me, I'm not shy, but I just didn't want to be on camera today for no reason really. Just feeling a little, I suppose I'm feeling a little bit tired, and just wanted the cards to speak for themselves. So this is the way I'm doing it today. This deck that I'm using is the Sirian Starseed Tarot, and I will put the link to that below. It's quite difficult to shuffle, but anyway, I'll give it a go. As I'm shuffling it and just asking Metatron just to come into these cards, I'm just going to say something that just happened, because it's like rich learning. Something, maybe it's so obvious, but I hadn't realised it. Somebody just put a comment up on 3 of my videos, actually, wanting proof, you know, that I can do what I do. So having listened to Diana and George in particular, you know, it's sort of like, I need proof that you can, that you're really doing what you say you're doing, because you could have read all that in a newspaper. Well, unless you've lived under a stone for the last 20 years or so, 30 years, of course there's going to be a lot of stuff that's in the public arena. But it's not that I want to say. Do you know, I suddenly realised, and I think this is going to resonate with a lot of you, I suddenly thought, wow, being in 5D, I suddenly thought, I don't feel I need to prove anything to anybody. You either like what I do or you don't. You either resonate with it or you don't. And there's no hard feelings if you don't, if you think what I do is a pile of nonsense. It's not really any skin off my nose. It's sort of, and it was lovely. It was just this but I was almost like, the question came in, like, give me the proof you're doing whatever. And I suddenly thought, oh, we're playing that old game, are we? Because it is an old game. It's not to say, obviously, that you shouldn't check out people and realise who is trying to pull the wool over your eyes and who isn't. But I think in 5th dimensional consciousness, we use our discrimination we just know. And it's like, if somebody's not doing what they say they are doing, whether that be doing a reading or doing anything, any trade, you just know, and you just move on from it. There's no need to prove anything in 5D. That's what I'm trying to say. And it was like this thunderbolt realization. I thought, yeah, do you know, the biggest concern I had putting up that George Michael video, and I said this on my Facebook page yesterday, wasn't anything to do with, are people going to think what I'm doing is real or not? Because I know the people that are meant to watch it and get something from it will do so, and anybody else that thinks it's nonsense can do so and move on from it. I was more worried about, had I done him justice? That's the honest to God association that I had with it. So it's like, wow, this is what being 5D means. It's not about, you don't have to prove anything in 5D. You're either there and you're doing it, or you're not. And you're either with your community and your soul group, or you're not. How clear is that? Okay, let's pull some cards. So, yeah, and in a way that's almost like confirming what I've just said, because this card is called the Great Wheel, and it's the completion of a cycle. And it's almost as though I feel as though we're all, a lot of us that are watching, we're ending that whole 3D cycle of tests and having to prove ourselves and all the old way of doing everything. It's just sort of, it either resonates or it doesn't resonate. It's either real or it isn't real. It's either for you or it's not for you. You're either with me or you're not with me. And being able to really let go with love and just say, and it's fine if you're not. It's fine if you don't resonate. It's fine if you don't want to be part of my tribe, or my, you're not part of my soul group. That's great. You carry on and do what you want to do. Carry on in your own, your own way. It's a real moment of clarity. So yeah, the Great Wheel. I think 11/11 this year was very much about, we've stepped through something, and it's like there's real clarity now. There's real clarity. It's like we're here, and we're not having made it through the gateway. We're not having to prove anything, because those people that are with us, the other side of the gateway, and you all are, if you're linked into, this and what I'm saying, it's like we're tribe. It's beautiful. So the Great Wheel. Okay, let's ask now then. Metatron. End of November, coming into December. What guidance can you please give to the people that are watching? Abundance. Well, that's a lovely one to get. Okay, abundance. Adept of Coins. This keeps coming up. The Three of Orbs. The Seven of Crystals. The Shadow. Well, we are still in the 11th month. And the Chariot. Okay. So I've got 7 cards there. I'm going to take the other 5 because I want 11 cards, but I'll take them from another deck. Let's just deal with what we've got here. Let's start with abundance. I tried to do this reading a little bit earlier, but I got a bit hungry for lunch, so I broke off. But this card of abundance came out in a different deck. I was using the Vision Quest deck, and there's a card of abundance in that deck. So this is really good. This has come out now twice in different decks. Entering a period of abundance. I also want to say entering a period of spiritual abundance. And I'm wanting to put it on with the card of the Shadow, because what I'm wanting to say, what I'm feeling Metatron is wanting to say, is that because we've faced our shadows, and I know it's a continuing process and we will continue to have to do that, but because a lot of us that have been on this path, those of you that have been watching me through this year, and a lot of other, obviously, YouTubers as well, but it's like we've been doing the work. We have been looking at our shadow. That's what the whole of this 11 year has been about. Duality, looking at the light and the dark within ourselves. And those of us that have really been able to do that, or at least start to do that, it's as though there is an abundance coming to us for the hard work that has gone into looking at this deeply hidden, subconscious darkness that sometimes sits within all of us. And it is within all of us. And there's been a lot of integration, Metatron is saying, of our own personal shadows, a lot of acceptance as well, and love for all parts of ourself. And because we've been able to do that, it's as though the abundance is coming back to us now, and it's like an abundance of light. So I don't want to go too much into collective stuff on this video, but I also do feel as though it is also reflected in the wider consciousness. Of course it is, it can't not be. It's as though, even though you can't quite yet see it, there has been a shift below the, I want to say almost like the tectonic plates of the world, but I'm saying that symbolically, where darkness has been exposed this year and will continue to be so, but we're going to be rewarded now with this surplus of light to counteract that. And I love this image on that card. I mean, look at that. Okay, can you see that? So here we've got this lady, and more than anything, I'm just drawn to the beautiful light that's sort of cascading all around her. And it's an abundance of an influx of light and love and support for all of us that have been doing this hard work through 2018. It's really, really beautiful. And I want to say it's like it's assured. It's like guaranteed, Metatron is saying. It's guaranteed that the hard work of this year is paying off. It's paying off in terms of our own personal growth and these moments that we can suddenly have, like the one I just had, where I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, yes, I guess some people do think that I should be proving myself. You know, it's like standing, you know, like a performing monkey. You know, I have to prove to you all. And it's like, no, I don't have to do that anymore. I am who I am. And you either get it or you don't. And it's fine if you don't. But those of you that do, fantastic. Hello and welcome. It's just like these blinding moments, actually, of like lightning that come in and you suddenly get it. You really get it. But it's because we've been able to face our own shadow and not be frightened of it, not be frightened of our own darkness. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Now, I love this card, the Seven of Crystals. Let's just see, let me put it up to the camera so you can link into maybe a message that you're feeling with this. So the Seven of Crystals, and it shows this man, and it is very much a man, and he's in front of the tour at Glastonbury, which I'm ashamed to say, the last couple of times I've been to Glastonbury, I've wimped out and have not walked up there. And I really should do. And I will do next time. There you go. I'm going to pledge that. I'm going to do that. Why haven't I? If I'm honest, the energy at Glastonbury, I'm very attracted to the soft feminine energy of, you know, the Chalice Well, and obviously I've done the Mary Magdalene workshops there, and the Divine Feminine and all of that. And the tour has much more of a masculine feel to it. Oh, okay. Yeah, all of these three that feel as though this is an awakening of the Divine Masculine coming in. Men that are maybe watching this, there's an awakening within men. There is also an awakening within our masculine side of ourself. And there are, as I've said on my last video, it's like these awakening males, but you awaken through sometimes the bolt of lightning. You also awaken and you usually got to look at your stuff. That's, you know, it's the truth. And so this man here, he's awakened. This is one of the awakened ones, and he's sitting there in front of the tour, very comfortable really there, and he's looking at all these quartz crystals. And what Metatron is saying to me is the quartz crystals at his feet are amplifiers, because quartz is an amplifier energy. So it's amplifying all of the masculine energy, the positive masculine energy that's here. There's nothing patriarchal about this. This is the new man, okay? This is the new divine male. And he's there on his mat with all these quartz crystals in front of the tour, which is sort of like this very phallic symbol as well, masculinity. and everything is just being amplified, but in a positive way. I also want to say, though, that it feels as though for some of the men that are awakening now, it's quite a lonely process. If you actually look at the card, can you see all of these figures on the hill who are just passing by? And it feels as though there are family groups there, but he's very much on his own. So it's almost as though for some of the men that are awakening here, or some of the male energy within us that is awakening, is quite a personal, worst case scenario, lonely path, but not forever. You know, he's not going to sit there on his own forever, but it's as though some of this work that needs to be done now needs to be done alone. Okay, can't be done within a group, has to be done in seclusion, and is very, very sacred. Okay, what else do I want to say about the cards that we've got sitting here? The Three of Orbs. So the Three of Orbs, I'll look up the meaning of this. I'm pretty sure that orbs are cups. I would imagine that they are cups. Let me just check that. Oh no, maybe they're not. No, they're not. They are, it says, transmuting the suit of swords from its traditional representation. The process of thought and its communication is perceived. Oh, okay, so it's the Three of Swords. Oh, right, that makes more sense then. So orbs are swords. So we've got the Three of Swords, which traditionally is a card which links into endings. Okay, endings. And it was above this card, which we've just discussed, the Awakening Man. So, yeah, that's definitely confirming what I've just said, basically, that there are endings going on right now, linked into the masculine, waking them up, making them face their shadow, but it will be rewarded because we've got this beautiful card of abundance here. So there is nothing to fear from that process. So any men that are watching this that resonate with this know that it all turns out well. Okay, it's worth the journey of transformation. Also feeling as though women watching this, we have a responsibility to support the awakening man, both within our families and within our communities and society in general, because we are entering into an era, the new era. The Great Wheel is welcoming in this era which is to do with unity consciousness. And so in unity consciousness, you don't do anything alone. You are supported. Even if you're sitting like he is on his own, he is being supported by others. So it's really important that the women step up their game as well to support this process that is going on at the moment, which feels very, very pronounced, very pronounced. If we've got the Three of Swords, which is to do with endings, creating this whole process of transformation for the masculine, we've also got the Adept of Orbs, which would be the Knight of Swords within this deck, okay? So this is like moment of truth time for a lot of people. And with that moment of truth comes the Chariot. We have the card of the Chariot here. So it's like full steam ahead. You know, it's like whatever wake-up call comes in around this time happens, puts some people into introspection and going within, facing the shadow, being able to then come out the other side feeling more abundant and move on with the Chariot. Some of us watching this have already done this process. So it's almost as though we're being shown a journey which a lot of us have already done. And so those of us that feel we've already done this, or at least in part, I know it's a continuing process, we have to support the ones that are going through this now, because it's as though we need the ones awakening to really be able to take us on into the next phase, you know, the next cycle of consciousness. Okay, so that's interesting. So let's pull from another deck now and see what we get. Just have a bit of tea. Always time for tea. In fact, it is tea time. I don't know where today's gone. It's 2:10. I had my walk down the beach, which was beautiful, if not freezing cold. And by the time I got back, it was 11:30. I haven't looked at a single email today, which is worrying, because they stack up. Anyway, never mind. Right, let's go to this deck. This is the Vice Versa Tarot deck. And let's lay some cards on top of cards. So let's ask for, I'm going to put a card on top of the cards we've got. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll ask for almost like a deeper look or clarification on the 7 cards that we've got here. Okay. Right, so that one's fallen out there. Yeah, that makes sense. That one is going to go there. Whew, okay, that one's going there. What goes with abundance? Yep. What goes with the Knight of Swords? Advice for people at this time, Metatron. What goes with the Knight of Swords? Sort of feeling that one weirdly. I'm not sure it does go there. I wanted to put that one above there for some reason. This one feels as though it needs to be on its own. The Three of Swords. What goes with the Three of Swords? And then the Great Wheel. What goes with the Great Wheel? Right. Look what we've got. Okay, so our card of our young man doing the work, facing the shadow, also amplifying intention. Feels like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. It's what I was just saying. We need to support and be there for the men that are struggling at this moment in time. Because the card that goes with the shadow card is this one, which is the Eight of Cups. And there is a sadness here, a feeling that they're having to walk away from all this beautiful sunshine and happiness of the past to enter into this void space, not realizing that the void, the shadow, is the place where everything gets recreated, and you absolutely always come out of that better, stronger, more fortified, energized, having learnt a lot, wiser, but they're feeling as though they're having to leave, you know, everything that they've known behind, which, to be honest, sort of is the truth. Because how can you have transformation and rebirth and transformation if you take everything with you? You can't really, can you? So there's a slightly heavy energy with that. So we need to help lift that. What goes with the Chariot is the Two of Cups. So that's a message for people linking into love. So for some people watching, movement forward with regard to love, union. I'm very aware, obviously, that today is the 22nd and it's the full moon in Gemini. Gemini is the sign of the twins. So linking into the twin flame energy as well. You could easily say that the Chariot there, next to this card of the two lovers, the two people in love coming together as one, the cup, may very well be a nod for some of the twin flames that might be watching this. Feels very positive. What else have we got? Abundance, just being confirmed again. You know, there's a really beautiful energy in the center of this reading. We've got the One of Pentacles now, which is to do with abundance and money, next to the card of abundance, or confirming it. So I also feel this isn't just about money, though. This is about All the help that you could possibly need or want or require is out there if you ask for it, look for it. I also want to say, just expect it. You know, it's sort of in 5D, having walked through this portal, things are provided for you if you trust. I was saying to another spiritual teacher the other day about the whole fifth dimensional consciousness, and how really for the first time, being really honest, for the first time ever, the last couple of months feel as though finally starting to really be able to hold it on a much more sustained basis. Last few years, absolutely understanding what it was, dipping in and out of it, experiencing it more and more, now feeling as though it's becoming more the norm. I'm not saying that I never slip into 3D, because I do, and so do probably most of you watching. But it's like 5D is becoming the new norm, and in 5D, yes, there is all the help, there is all the support, there is all the abundance that you could possibly need. Why would you expect it not to be so? So that's rather beautiful, rather beautiful. Also, if you're not feeling that, take this as a positive sign that what Metatron is saying, he's showing me this, he's showing us as almost like an army. And it's not that the people at the front are necessarily better than the people at the back, but he's saying the people at the front are the ones that can actually see the horizon first. Okay, they're the ones that can see the horizon first. So they're getting a sense of, oh, this is what it's like, is it? There really is enough for everybody. There really is this universe which is loving and supportive. And okay, from time to time I have to dip into this heavy stuff, and it will happen again. You know, it's not like this has been the only year that we're going to be asked to look at the shadow. You can't ever get away from it. It's just been highlighted more this year. But when we do the work and we step through the gates, wow, you know, it's as though things are speeding up. The Chariot, things are speeding up. So these people at the moment, more on the back row, let's put it that way, this young guy at the moment on the back row, help them, be there for them, support them, encourage them. And the biggest way that you can do that is by example. I'm being told is by example. When you notice something in terms of I'm operating in a different way, or I'm reacting to something in a way that I didn't used to, and obviously it's better, share that. Don't keep it all to yourself. Share it. Let other people hear it, because it gives encouragement to people that are following behind. But as I say, there's no hierarchy here, because actually the guy at the back, right at the back of the queue at the moment, look what he's playing with. He's playing with 7 master quartz crystals. Well, you don't muck around with those things. You know, these are really powerful tools. And actually he's got them out because he knows what he's doing with them. He's remembering it all. It's all within all of us. It's all a process of remembering. So the ones that are awakening, even though they're struggling a little bit, they are going to get it quickly, and they will surprise us, okay? The 3 of Orbs, this almost feels a little bit separate here. It's a different message that I'm picking up that I want to share now for some people watching. Do you remember I said the 3 of Orbs was also to do with it's the 3 of Swords in the traditional tarot, which is to do with endings, sometimes separation, and it is next to the card of the 10 of Cups, which is usually to do with the happy home, the happy family, all of that. So if that is a message that is resonating, maybe some of you are going through relationship breakup or turmoil in relationships. Again, know that we've also got other energies sitting here at the end of November into December, which are positive, which are linking into movement forward. it very much feels as that there's a lot of dynamic energy in this. It doesn't feel as though we are even allowed to necessarily stay in very stuck energy anymore. It's as though we move through it quite quickly. But equally, obviously, we have to honour the feelings that are there. Let's just ask for some clarification on this, actually. So the Three of Swords and the Ten of Cups, why are they together? Because in a way, they feel very conflicting. You know, here we've got, well, look at it. You've got the rainbow, the happy couple in the sand, everything's lovey-dovey. And here we've got lightning in a dark sky. So very dualistic energy. Let's just ask for any other guidance. Why are these two cards coming out together? The Three of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Archangel Metatron, end of November, going into December. Why have we got the Three of Swords and the Ten of Cups? No, the Ten of Cups together. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I've got the Four of Cups, but even before I said that, I'm getting a sense here that some people are finding it very hard to part, even though they know that probably that's what's ultimately going to happen. It's a video probably of its own, a melancholy energy coming in as I sort of talk about this, because the truth is, and I feel this is a vibrational thing as well, it's the universe shaking things up. It's as though some people have been together for a long time. They may very well have had the happy, you know, the happy home and all the rest of it, the love. And it's like they're clinging on to each other, but this is a bit like a tower moment coming in. Not for everybody, but just for some. Maybe for some situations that have been very stuck, that basically know, you know, needs to move on, but can't for whatever reason, or haven't been able to make that final parting. It's as though something comes in to bring about that change. And then we get the Four of Cups, where this almost feels like this is sort of after the lightning bolt. We're left with this energy of moving on, moving on, because this is the vice versa tarot. So the other side of the card is him looking forlornly, wondering what to do about the cups that are fallen over. You know, what to do with this situation, this complete contradiction of feelings. You know, wanting to stay but also wanting to go. It's sort of like that U2 song, not being able to live with or without you. What to do, but it didn't come that way round, it came this way round. So it's almost like the decision then gets made, and what you actually can see, I don't know if you can see it with the light reflected here, but there's a ship coming in, okay, with the cups. I'm hearing that song by oh God, this is going to show my age. This is not my music. This is my grandfather's music, Roger Whittaker. There's a ship lie rigged and ready in the harbour. It's a lovely song, actually. My granddad used to love that song. Tomorrow for old England she sails, far away from any and sunshine. If what I'm saying is resonating, look up that song. It's about a ship setting sail for England. So maybe this is linked into somebody travelling overseas as a result of this breakdown. And so we've got two cards here linking into travel, both of which were linking into the energy of love, because this one also came with the Two of Cups. So there feels as though there's movement on love situations. Okay. Any other guidance then, Metatron, for this situation with love? Break up, moving on. One more card. Any other guidance or anything else to say with regard to that situation, with regard to love? the, what is that? That's the, I'm pretty sure that's the Knight of Swords. And if that is the Knight of Swords, which it looks like it is, we've got him appearing twice in the reading, okay? Here it's called something different. It's called the, I know it's a bit confusing, but it's the Sword card. And here we've got it again. So in two different decks, we've got the same energy coming up. And when you get that twice, you need to take notice of it. So this is like a messenger energy, maybe a message coming in. It's to do with truth and clarity. And it came in with this. So it's like there's clarity coming into a situation. And I always feel that the sword energy is, again, it's very fast moving energy, you know, charging in to take control of this. Okay, all right, go any further with that, otherwise we turn the whole thing into a love reading. Let's just see what else we got though, the other cards that came out. We have the Nine of Cups here, which is a, well, she's just floating free. It's almost like an energy of freedom here, next to the Great Wheel. Okay, that was the one that came with that. So to me, this is just implying that the next cycle feels as though it's going to be easier. I mean, how easy can it be? She can fly over the rooftops. Okay, so there's just there's a feeling of ease and lightness to the next cycle that wants to come in. Okay, and then we have card 20, which shows a man, a woman and a child. And I'm wondering if it's the card of judgment, because the reverse of it shows this male, female child before this, almost like this angel who's revealing something to them. But we didn't get it that way, we got it this way. So whatever has been revealed, again, now we've got this bird that's just, again, wanting to fly free. There's a feeling of any towers that haven't already fallen soon will. And then there's just this feeling of peace and flow, and I was wanting to say life taking over, you know, destiny taking over. The whole point with the cycle is that you can't stop the wheel from moving. The wheel will move, whether you like it or not. And life and time never stops, does it? You think of a clock. You want to stop the clock, but you can't. So there just feels as though there's a lot of destined things coming to completion, coming to endings, but then this beautiful new cycle starting. Okay, let's just finish by choosing, I'm just wondering which other deck to use. No, I'm just going to keep it with these two, actually. I'm quite enjoying these two. So let's have another 2 cards from this one, which is the Sirian Starseed Tarot. So let's just ask Metatron, any other message linking into these times that we're in right now? The Star. Well, look at that. I mean, that, wow, fantastic. The Star. The Star is the card of hope. Okay, it's the card of hope. And look at that. It's like being pointed in the right direction. Okay, and then I also want to take the one from the bottom of the pack, and the card on the bottom of the pack is the 9 of Chalices, which would be the 9 of Cups. A nice positive energy. I'm also just observing or looking at the light that's flowing down onto this person. Can you see that? Look at all that light. Look at all that. Look at the portal above his head. That also looks like the Ankh to me. I don't think it's supposed to look like the Ankh, but that's what it's reminding me of. It's reminding me of the energy of the Ankh, you know, with the circular top and then the straight down. The Ankh is the image that we have on the hope bottle that we sell. Okay, so again, hope and hope, I'm wanting to say. So it's like a double lot of hope. Can't get much better than that. The star will point the way home. Also, the star, as well as its traditional meaning, Metatron is talking about the star that always appears in the night sky leading up to Christmas. Okay, so it's as though we are going to be guided strongly through the 12th month. And he's saying, look for signs in the stars, in the ethers, in the cosmos. Also look for signs below your feet. You know, it's like, look for the signs. They're everywhere, but particularly they're symbolically up there in the sky as well. So it's a rather lovely one to end it on. And I think I will end it there because I don't want this reading to be too long, and then I can also upload it today as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just end with the rainbow ray spray again. See if there's any final message for us. Just breathing that in. Just seeing this beautiful, I've just sprayed the rainbow ray, but it's almost as though what was once tightly held within is just being allowed to flow out. And it's symbolic of life. It's like those of us that have felt very as though we've got to control things, and it's like got to be a certain way, and you know, holding on really tightly to the reins. It's just like end of November into December. It's like let go and let God in. You know, let go and allow Spirit to come in and bring this cycle to conclusion. Bring in the new cycle of the new year. Allow the flow. It's really, really beautiful. I'm just seeing all these strands of light that are also coming in to support our journey as well at this time. So I hope that helps everyone. I should be back in a few days with my next video, and I'll probably be doing, the next videos will be linked into Australia, Brazil and South Africa. I'm going to have a look at the energy of those three countries, and I've got quite a lot of questions from some of you, and I will try my best to see what Spirit have to say. Okay, also twin flame reading at some point soon coming up too. Much love to you all. Happy Thanksgiving if I'm not too late to say it to people in America, and yeah, lots of love. Bye bye for now.